Commence primary ignition.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Life at Lightspeed podcast. My name is Colin,
And I'm Brooke.
and we are here to talk about the highlights and the Easter eggs of Visions Volume 3. Yeah. So for those who are not familiar with Visions, it is a collaboration with a bunch of different anime studios. And that came out today, all 9 episodes.
Season 3.
Volume 3, Season 3. We watched all 3 of all 9 episodes today. There were a lot of cool Easter eggs. But yeah. Before we get started, we wanted to give a shout out to you all who have been who have been following our journey so far.
Yeah.
And then also thank you so much for tuning in for our first episode last week. Thank you so much. That was a very well received episode. Also, we are presented by Virtual Cantina Network.
Yes.
So just tune in at the end of the show where we'll be talking about the upcoming shows and everything that's going on with them. But yeah, let's dive straight into it. So all 9 episodes came out today. They were fantastic, very different.
Each one so different than the next, which I think is so fun.
Especially the last one.
The last one was, that was the in the description, it said the word psychedelic, and I was like, yep, that's exactly what it felt like watching it. It was super different and artistic. I don't know if you want to start with the last one.
Yeah,
we're jumping ahead.
Yeah, so with the last one, it's called The Black, and with that one, it was very
it really felt
like
like a dream sequence, almost like it felt above and beyond it, like almost like you're going like crazy. It was almost hard to follow. Like I kept wondering, like, what is the purpose? Who's the protagonist? And I think that's what it felt like, but it was also really beautiful at the same time. And I think what I gathered, it was about a stormtrooper. Like it almost felt like, to me, it was like this stormtrooper's final like crazy thoughts as like his entire world is shattering around him. Like almost like he's going crazy almost.
That's a good way to kind of summarize that.
Yeah. Because I also noticed he was battling another stormtrooper throughout most of it, which is something that I was kind of confused by, because I was like, why would 2 stormtroopers be fighting? And I was like, is he battling with himself? Like in the end, when everything is shattering around him, is he having like this internal battle with himself?
Yeah.
So anyway, you're gonna have to watch it and make your own and figure out what it means to you. That's kind of what I took away from it.
I was gonna say, this is like, of this episode, we're just kind of talking about like of the different highlights and what really stood out to us throughout the day. Spencer from Virtual Cantina Network and I were talking about like of the different Easter eggs and things that were standing out. And there was one thing in particular, and it was from the short called The Lost Ones. And I was very excited about this.
You would be excited about this one.
Well, I mean, his name is Darth Vader. He's from the planet Vulcan. Yeah. I mean, that was so cool to see. And there were hints of different things from pop culture, and they've been doing this for a while throughout Visions. But I would have to say that through all of these different episodes and of just Visions is very cool because with Visions it's not canon. Visions is not canon,
So they
so
have a bit more wiggle room to be a little more creative and
yes, and
out there.
this gives the storytellers more freedom to kind of give their own kind of vision of what Star Wars is.
No.
Yes, that's what I call it, Visions. So I loved I love the fact that we get, more stories every season that they do this, but also we finally got a continuation of some other stories that we already knew from
Yeah.
the first volume.
Yep.
From the Ninth Jedi, which fun fact, that is actually going to be a limited series that's coming out in 2026.
Ooh.
So if you felt like at the end of this episode that there was kind of a cliffhanger, there's a reason for that because there will be a continuation of it.
Can
And
I
then
just say, if they don't bring that droid back, I'm gonna be devastated.
we'll have to see.
I
Spoilers, by the way. If you haven't watched
Oh,
Visions Volume 3, go and check it out.
apologies.
But yeah.
Yeah, I was obsessed with that little droid.
No.
And was I the only one who I felt like, you remember those toys that were kind of like a bunch of blocks that were connected by like kind of like ropes, let's call them. And you would like hold one side up, and the way they were knit together, the other one would just like fall down. That's what he looked like.
Oh, okay.
You're like all his like the pieces around his eyes, and then he had them on his arms.
I kind of felt that he kind of looked like he was wearing a jersey.
A jersey.
Yeah,
Okay.
because everything leading up to his hands was like very like kind of
Mhm.
like larger than him. It kind of looked like he was wearing a large shirt.
Well, oversized is in right now.
Yeah, yeah. And that was something really really cool too. Is that they showed off a lot of cool new droids.
They did. That's something I really was
Yeah.
noticing.
Yeah. And then not only did the droids get highlights in this, that first episode of which was a sequel to the first one of the Ronin character. What was really cool about that is they did a lot with the Ewoks. And when I say they did a lot, like, yes, they got a lot of screen time, a lot of action, but they had a lot of outfit changes. Like there were servers on the two AT-AT it was like a cantina.
The gambling.
Yeah.
What did he call it? Why am I blanking? What did he call it?
A casino? I mean, they were kind of treating it like a casino, but
yeah,
it
was like a mobile casino.
But something that I really liked about it was that, not only did we get more screen time with Ewoks, but their outfits were, hilarious because at one point they were walking out of the snow and they were wearing winter jackets. And then when in the bridge scene in the water, they were wearing like not the full scuba gear, but
like goggles.
Yes. And I was just like, oh, okay. And that's the beauty of Vision is that the artists and the animators and the storytellers have more freedom than what you would be able to do in canon. And I really, really enjoyed that. And there's just, there are different elements from Visions as well that I really wish that would carry on to in canon. For example, in the Lost Ones, you have the carbonation, kind of earthquakes and leaks where it's like the carbonation is slowly taking over the planet and it puts people like in a natural state of carbonite where it's not contained and it's and that's a really cool concept where it's like a carbonite leak. That would be really really cool to see something in live action or some of the other animated shows. I would love to see something like that, even though it's tragic, but of just those different elements. What do you think was your favorite episode out of all these?
Episode?
Yeah.
So I really found the one, I'm gonna blank on all of the titles on them right now. The one where she gets blinded.
Yeah.
I thought it was so cool to see like what she was seeing like through the force. Like she is blind, but there were like the animation was also just beautiful, but just like how she could see things with the force. I thought that was so cool and something that we haven't really seen. We've had characters who have been blinded.
Yeah.
But we never got to like see that aspect of it. And I kind of wish, I kind of feel like this with all of them. I wish that we could get more. Like honestly wish all of these could have been like a limited series, because I'm such a like character
Yes.
development person where like sometimes when I only get little snippets, I'm just left wanting more. And that one, imagine how cool it would have been to see her like continue on like training wise and like still be able to fight, but seeing it through her like quote unquote eyes that way.
Yeah. That episode was called The Bird of Paradise.
Yes,
And
it was.
it was written very well, and I loved how, that episode is very reminiscent of what Kanan Jarrus went through in Star Wars
Yes.
Rebels
Yep.
and General Rom Koda from Force Unleashed.
Mhm.
So I loved how they dive deeper into it. These episodes also felt longer than the ones we've had previously, because some of them were like 22 minutes, and then I think the black was around 12 minutes, which is good because that was a lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed um of different themes through each one. I liked how the entire show wasn't mainly uh it wasn't mainly based around one thing. Now, when I say show, I mean of this season, because you had the first one, right? You had the first season. If you notice for that season, for that theme, it was mainly lightsabers and kyber crystals. And then you went to season 2, volume 2, and they kind of split off on that, and they had their own individuals, but it was very similar to the first season. And then this one, each episode, it feels like it's its own thing. And I thought that was very, very cool. Um, I really like the Lost Ones. I think that one really, really stuck out for me. I love the Ronan character.
Mhm.
I'm so glad that, he's got his own action figure, his own book and everything. I love that. But the Lost Ones it really stood out to me. And that animation style was very cool. It was also a decent cast for this season as well. It was I'm hoping I don't mispronounce most of these.
Butcher any names.
Yeah. Uh, Stephanie Hisu, Steve Buscemi,
Okay. Yeah.
George Decay. He was the frog in the Bird of Paradise, and I just love the scene of where he hops off the rock and he just like he jumps up and he does like a light smack, and
He
it's just
slaps
like,
her. He slaps
get
her across the face. And
get back into
she
reality.
needed it. Like that cracked me up too. I was like, yeah, she needs a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah, and then it was the smugglers episode. The
Yeah.
girl that had the purple hair, who was like the main smuggler, she like
Yeah.
had her own ship. That was voiced by the actress from Wednesday. She's opposite of Wednesday in that. It's a roommate. I can't think of her name.
How dare you make me blank on it now? What?
You
What?
love that show.
I do.
So
Enid.
yes.
Oh my gosh. It's
Yes.
because you blanked. You passed your blank on to me.
Yeah.
Okay. I really love that episode, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna explain. I am a romanticy girl through and through, and there were definitely little hints of that in there. You can laugh at me all you want.
Because of the prince.
When
Yeah.
their ship got hit and they all fly off, and he like grabs her when they land, that was beautiful. The girls who know.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoy the concept of visions. I think overall, I think the idea is fantastic. I remember when I went to the Visions Volume 2 panel at Star Wars Celebration in London, and they really the audience was definitely kept on their toes, and they were really, really invested in it. So I'm hoping um that we see more visions in the future, and I hope it doesn't go anywhere anytime soon.
I just love that we're getting to be creative. I'm someone who like just the last few years, I feel like the movie industry, it feels very repetitive. I feel like we're not getting a whole ton of like new things.
Yeah.
And so this is just one of those instances where we just get to be like creative and invent these new awesome things and just be
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah. Uh, Spencer said that the actress who plays Enid was in it, and then the actor who played Robbie from Cobra Kai, and
Uh-huh.
Judith Light were in that episode. Very, very, very stacked cast this season. Like I said, I want to see more. I would love to see
Yeah.
more of this.
I want to see more in general. And then like if my deepest wish could come true, I like I said, I want to see continuations of all of these or even like
Yeah.
prequels to some to kind of fill in some of the gaps. Um, like the episode with the little girl and that bear droid. Like I want to know more about her parents.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah, I'm real bad with titles, you guys.
this is why I got everything pulled up here. That was Yuko's treasure.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I had so many
Yeah.
questions and I was just so entertained by all of it that I'm like, I want to know, I want more.
And in that one too, I really loved how we spent time in Tatooine because the way that they
Ugh.
depicted them actually going into the cantina was really, really cool. Of the animation style for that too was awesome. I love every time that we get to go back to Tatooine.
Yeah,
You're
I
not the
don't.
same,
No, I'm
but
over it.
I love
I'm
Tatooine.
over Tatooine. You know when Finn's like, "Why is everyone going back to Jakku?" That's me with Tatooine.
Yeah. So I am definitely, yeah. No, I was gonna say I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but I really, really enjoy Visions. And here's a surprising fact that you don't know about me, but I'm not a big fan of anime. Like it's
No,
just not my thing
never was.
that I
My
really
family
go
kind of
to.
grew up on it. So like we were big Studio Ghibli people, so I've always kind of had that love for anime
Yep.
and I just you have never really been. So I think
No.
it's awesome that you are such a big fan of this.
Yes, and I think that it's because of Visions that has kind of opened my eyes to,
Mhm.
to that animation style.
Yeah,
Just because,
because it can be very different.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
the shows and the movies, like there's definitely like you know what people are talking about when they say anime. It's not necessarily just the animation either. It's like how it's written. And so I get why some people are like, it's just not for me. But this could maybe just, like you said, be kind of a gateway for more people to get into that style.
yeah, yeah. And I think going forward, with them doing a limited series on the Ninth Jedi, I think that's going to open up potentially more projects for
Hmm.
those type of series. And with the Ninth Jedi, I think that honestly can fit in the realm of canon if they wanted to,
Yeah.
because we don't know exactly where in the timeline, quotations timeline, because
Hmm.
this isn't technically canon, of where that could fit.
Where it's falling.
And I
Yeah.
think there are some stories from all of the volumes of Visions that could fit into the canon
Oh,
timeline.
I think so.
And then there's some others that are kind of out there where you're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And like honestly, I personally would love to see more of those things that are like in the world of Star Wars that maybe aren't directly tied to like that Skywalker timeline. Like
yeah,
maybe it's happening like over here, because you don't want to like too exhaust like Star Wars, but I don't want it to go away. So what do? You do this where you do things that are still in that world but aren't directly tied to that main, we'll call it the main timeline for a lack of, you know.
yeah. I think one story that I really wish that they would continue on is from Visions Volume One, and it had David Harbour as the Jedi Master and Jordan Fisher as the apprentice, and then they fought the old man that was a Sith, and there was like a mystery behind it. But to me, that came off as they could totally do something like that, where maybe they had that at the tail end of the High Republic, leaning into the and then they could do uh, a limited series on that. I would love to see more past stories from Visions to have a continuation, because I think some of those stories really deserve to be told. So I'm hoping that we get more in the future. But yeah.
Yeah, same.
But overall, if you haven't checked out Visions yet,
Please do.
as a whole, please do.
Yeah.
Because there is so much creative freedom there, and it's so cool to see this creative side of Star Wars. And I hope we get more of it. But yeah, that's
Have they had any kind of announcement for future seasons?
not volume
Not
4 as far
yet.
as I know, but the Ninth Jedi, I think, is kind of an experiment to see, if it does well, then they'll be like, hey, here's more.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's my take on it.
I mean, here's the thing: they can keep doing this forever because there isn't any kind of timeline, right? Like this is just immense creative freedom that they can just do whatever. It doesn't matter when it's happening, so they could keep doing this, as long as they want, and I hope they do.
I agree. Yeah, there's so much potential of what they can do with it, but yeah, absolutely. That's really it for this episode. We just wanted to really talk about some of our favorite highlights.
Yeah,
I actually forgot to mention this. They had seismic charges, and
they did
in a couple of these episodes, and I loved the second one of the second episode in this because they had the AT-ATs just go ballistic, and they just had a bunch of cannons like just come up from the inside, and then there were seismic charges. I wasn't expecting that, so that was pretty cool. And then we saw more seismic charges in the 9th Jedi episode as well, so that was awesome. And I love the artistic take on this.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
Right. Like they're fun. Yeah. Sometimes they don't necessarily need an agenda. Some of them definitely had some, and it was still incredibly entertaining, but they're just fun. It's just people in Star Wars doing Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. And in the Bounty Hunters episode, there was the giant droideka. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And the other sidekick droid in there as well, having the two personalities was really interesting.
That was really
So I love the creative freedom. I can't wait to see, and hopefully there will be more.
Man, I hope cosplayers take some of that stuff and run, because that's something that I was looking at. I was like, oh, that would make an incredible cosplay. I hope. Are you out there? Do your stuff.
I would be shocked if they didn't. So from the first season, there were a lot of people that did make a couple of the droids. It was the Sith from the Ronin episode because she had like a umbrella that was a lightsaber. So
there were definitely some new lightsaber designs.
Yeah.
Say yeah.
We could potentially see more of those at Galaxy's Edge in the near future as well. I love this kind of stuff, and I love
Star Wars.
I love that we got this because we haven't had any new Star Wars in a small bit. So hopefully we get more soon, and then we have this coming out next year. You got the Mandalorian Grogu, you got Maul Shadow Lord, you got Ahsoka season 2, and you'll probably have a game or so in there, and you have all the book releases, and you have the new museum coming up as well. So next year will definitely be stacked.
Things are still happening. Yep.
Yeah, there will definitely be a lot going on. Right now is just the calm before the storm. But yes, so that is today's episode. Tune in Friday. And then also for people who are listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, we do these episodes live. So we're going to do our best to make sure that that going forward. So when you're listening, you're like, why are they talking about a picture or something like that? But yeah.
You got to use your imagination, friends. Use the Force.
Exactly. You can follow us on Instagram at Life at Lightspeed Pod and Virtual Cantina Network, virtual.cantina network. Also, go on our website for Virtual Cantina. There's so much going on for the Virtual Cantina next year, and it's like I said before, it's going to be a very, very exciting year of 2026. So just, strap yourselves in, get ready to go into Lightspeed and just have a good time because it's going to be busy. Yep. And then don't forget to go to the Facebook group, Star Wars Celebration Los Angeles 2027. It's by Virtual Cantina Network. over 100,000 followers. Huge congratulations again.
So excited. I haven't been since oh my gosh, when was it?
You went in 2021.
Holy
No,
smokes.
nope, because it didn't happen in 2021. It happened in 2022.
Yeah, that's still forever ago.
And then Celebration was in 2023. Shoot, I messed up on that. Oh
Ooh.
well, but yeah. So there you go. Anything you want to say before we head out?
Nah.
Go watch Visions. May the force be with you
Forever and always.
forever and always. Maybe.